The next thing I'd like to show you is how to configure the router to be remotely accessed by a device. So in order for our workstation to connect over to the workgroup switch via the Ethernet connection, right now I have the USB to 9-pin serial adapter and then the console cable going here, so we're only running 9.6 over the workgroup switch as far as our connection. And I have to be right next to it, literally 6 feet away, in order to manage it. I want to set this up so I can remotely manage it and remotely manage it in a secure fashion using SSH. So head back over here, and we're going to configure the terminal lines to do this. So, all right. First, let's configure some other passwords as well. Even if I'm on the console port, I still want somebody to be prompted for a password. So if I want somebody prompted for a password at the console port, I can go to line console 0 and then ask for a password like, say, San-Fran. Fran? There we go. So San-Fran will be my password there at the console port. I could, if I was just doing telnet, I could do line VTY, that's virtual terminal, and then the virtual terminals, actually, there's 16 of them by default, starting with 0 going to 15. So if I do that, I could then do password remote, and now I have a password for the VTY lines. I could test that by going out to my command prompt here, telnet 92.168.10.253. And there I am there, remote, enable, Cisco, and I'm sitting at the command prompt here via telnet. Now the problem with that is that everything I'm typing while doing that is in clear text. Let me show you exactly how. Let's go ahead and do a capture of that, just to give you an idea what would happen if somebody was watching this. So I'm going to open up Wireshark here and show you. All right, so from Wireshark, I'm going to start a new capture here. I'm going to do that telnet again. So we'll do telnet 192.168.10.253. All right, so from here, the password was remote, enable, Cisco, and just for fun, we'll do a show run. All right, so we'll do a show run, and we were done administrating, and we exit out. Okay. Back to my DOS prompt. I'm going to close that and then stop this capture. So during that process, there was a whole bunch of stuff going by, but we see our TCP session and telnet data. If I right-click this and go to Follow TCP Stream, take a look. Here's the stream contents. The router sent us a, what is your user verification? Password, and it sent a bunch of dots. We typed in Cisco. We typed remote at the password prompt. And then we typed enable, and notice we typed E, and then it sent us back an E, so it's echoing characters, right, is what it's doing. So then enable, it asks us for a password, we typed in Cisco. This is all in clear text, so if anybody was sitting in between this conversation, let's say we had several switches or maybe even a hub, and hub would be the worst thing here, in between this conversation, anybody watching this, running any basic sniffer could have watched the password as it goes by. I can even simplify this and make it look better. We're looking at the entire conversation. I can just say from the switch to us, this is what it looked like. Here's your entire configuration. Not something you generally want to just give out to anybody. And the other side, what we typed in remote, and then enable, and then Cisco, and show run, and exit. Definitely not something you want to be giving out to somebody who could potentially be watching your network. So this is the reason why we don't want to use telnet anymore to manage our networks. I'll go ahead and minimize this. All right, so back over to our session here.